Welcome back to the Renegade Report. I'm your host, Francis Mayer, and I'm going to get a perm after the show. What do you think? Nice little blowout iron. Coach, we're in that part of the season where the goblins are about. Things aren't breaking our way. You're experiencing that, but your team is learning. And before we went to commercial, you said you saw me yesterday, and how would you describe that interaction?
Well,
It wasn't bad, by the way.
No, I was actually extremely calm.
Yeah, very much so.
So it was just trying to put the puzzle back, put the pieces back in there and put them together, and just we took a bad loss the day before, so just trying to figure out, that's part of the job, trying to figure out what you can do to help your team improve and perform on the field. And sometimes it's not even things that you need to do on the field at practice. It's just mental. It's just a mental aspect of it. And, it's not about running. It's not about how hard you can kick the ball or tactics. It's just getting the men mentally prepared for games. And, the approach has to be a little bit different. We have a 30-man roster. Redshirt's not included in that, but so we have 30 different personalities. So just understanding every single one of them, it's part of the job, and making sure that you're treating them properly. And you can talk to a player a certain way, but you might not be able to talk to another one. They might react differently. So it's part of that, getting the team together, get them to focus, and that's where I was yesterday. Is just trying to figure that out. And the coaching staff is doing a good job. My assistant's doing an excellent job, and he's someone who's tied to the community, and I've known him for many years. And I'm finally able to work with him here. Ricardo's excellent in the club level here with his club teams. So, and he works a full-time job as well. So he gets out there and he does everything possible to get these men ready for the game. So, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting dynamic with everybody involved. But like I said, I couldn't be any more. I'm really proud of the team. I'm really proud of every single one of them. They make mistakes. Yes, they make mistakes, and they're going to continue to make mistakes. If it was perfect, then it wouldn't be fun.
No, that's for sure. And one thing that I'm enjoying about it is wondering what they're going to look like next season, and even not even just next season, in the second half of the season, in the last third of the season, in the last quarter of the season, because we are seeing progress and development. We're seeing things, sophistication level rise. We're seeing inspired performances out of goal from Frank Ariola. We're seeing all kinds of cool stuff. And that's going to continue.
Correct. And every team kind of goes through this at one stage or another in the season, and you're just hoping that it's not a long stretch, But for us, a long stretch really can have four games. I mean, we play 2 games a week, and we're in a stage where it's a brutal schedule in terms of games. They're kind of piled up. We played Friday, we played Saturday, we played Tuesday, we played tomorrow. Tomorrow's game is going to be a good game as well. We're playing at home at 7:00 against a very good Allen Hancock team who's improved in the last couple of seasons. They've had a new coaching staff as well. So anytime you have a new coaching staff or new players come in,
not that we don't know anything about that.
They want to show, they want to prove that they belong. And for us, Bakersfield, we're trying to prove that we belong.
Do you feel that pressure?
I feel it not because anyone's putting it on me.
Sure.
It's just a pressure that I put on myself.
Absolutely.
I want to be competitive. I want to win. That's why we play sports. You ran cross country.
I wrestled, yeah.
Or wrestle individual sport.
Absolutely.
Mean, you're in a team, but there's no one else out there.
Nope.
I ran cross country. I ran track. I mean, you're running a 5K in the mountains. There's no one there. No one really pushing you. It's just you. And cross country is one of the most mental sports that there is, because you start feeling some type of pain, and what are you gonna do? You have 2 miles to go. What are you gonna do? You're gonna just quit or just feel sorry for yourself? And that's where we're at right now. Are we gonna feel sorry for ourselves? Are we gonna find a way to get out of this? And
do you think, like most single sport or single competitor athletes, I would be embarrassed if people heard my internal dialogue during those moments, because I'm like a mule driver. I'm like whipping myself. Come on, you dig deep. Don't you quit on me.
And it's just, it's like when you've been injured, if you have, if you've had an injury, and it takes you a long time, but the hardest thing about an injury is not the injury itself, because one, you're going to heal. It's going to heal on its own.
Yep.
A doctor's going to put you back together.
Yep.
But it's that time, right? It's the time. And so it's the mental aspect of the sport. My brother last year, he plays college soccer as well.
Oh, wow.
He plays college soccer. He plays at Cal Poly Pomona, and he's a goalie. Last year, I think like 4 games into the season, he actually became the starter. I think he played 4 games.
Good for him.
He got injured.
Oh.
Season-ending shoulder injury.
Oh, no.
So, and they go all the way to the finals. Final
Oh,
four, they
my
go to the
God.
final, and he's not able to participate. I mean, he's going along for the ride, but he's not able to participate.
But
and
you just said it. He's going along for the ride.
because he can't participate.
Right.
He's there on the field. He's cheering his team on, but nothing else. But it's all a mental aspect of it. And now he's performing. It took him, I think, 8 months to get better and heal and mentally prepared. And now he's playing, and the team's doing well. So for us here at Bakersfield, that we're going to find a way. We're going to find an answer. And if it takes us a couple more games, it's okay. We're going to learn. And second part of the season is very important. And hopefully by the time we're in conference play, we don't make the same mistakes. And if we do, be 1 out of 10.
Yeah, and minimize them. Nobody walked into the studio right now and surprised me and scared me a little bit. I was just spooked by the inspirational words coming out of the mouth of Coach Byron Martinez, the head coach of the men's team. Let's talk about women's soccer just real quick. The women are in a similar stretch where they are on a road trip that is seemingly lasting forever. They're not going to be back home again until next week, and they actually just endured their first loss of the season. And Amelia Lopez has scored a goal in every game this season except for the game in Santa Barbara, which they also lost 4-1. And but we have no doubts that they're going to bounce back and that you're going to continue to bounce back, because this is about development. And that's what we are into at this level, and enduring those hardships. How is your brother doing now, by the way?
He's doing well. They're actually on a road trip up north.
Okay.
And, they've won a couple of good games, and I think they beat the number 15th team in the nation 2 days ago. But, going back to the women's, we were there on Tuesday because it was a doubleheader in Santa Barbara.
Right.
So we saw them play. I mean, they were extremely competitive, and
They're fun to watch.
they really are. It's really fun to watch that team. And, they never gave up. They never gave up on that game. And we drove in, and we actually walked into the stadium, and they had gone down 1-0. And they came back right after, and they were able to get one back. And
Amelia Lopez with the assist, so her point streak is still alive. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Amelia.
so I think that they're doing well. And, sometimes obviously you'll take a bump here and there on the road. And, they're going up north. It's their turn to go this time, this week. So I think they play 2 games in the next 3 days or something like that.
Right,
So,
right. But they've been on they've had, I think it was a stretch of 5 or 6 road games.
Correct.
Yeah, that's tough.
We've only done three in a row, and it's still tough. You want to play at home, you want to play in front of your family,
Yeah, absolutely.
and hopefully that inspires us for tomorrow. I hope a lot of people come out.
Absolutely.
It's
It's good action. It's great soccer action. And you're getting in on the ground level of something. 2 seasons from now, 1 season from now, you're going to be able to be the old school fan. But listen, you need to pay your dues now, okay? You need to come out. You need to watch good soccer in historic Memorial Stadium. This is the first time we've had men's soccer in that stadium, collegiate men's soccer in that stadium for a long time. We have an international match coming up that I think your guys are going to be doing some volunteer work with. And is that going to benefit them, by the way?
they're going to see professional soccer very close, like up close. So they're going to see what it really takes. It's not. I tell every athlete, every soccer player that when they're watching soccer, yeah, enjoy it, for the entertainment. But if you really want to get better, just watch the professionals. See what it takes. Every play is as if it's the last play of the game or the only play of the game, because you don't know. Your job's on the line. As a professional, your job's on the line. You don't make that last sprint. You don't cover those extra 2 yards. You don't slide tackle or you don't block that shot. You might not get another opportunity after that. And, their livelihood's at stake. So that's part of what I'm trying to teach them here, that it's the same thing in a job. If you just, I'm running late on this report or whatever the case might be, I'm just going to turn it in now without proofreading it or without having someone else check. You're probably not going to have that opportunity. You're not going to have that job anymore.
Absolutely.
Because everything has to be done, as perfect as possible.
That's right. Absolutely. And I know that your team is making every attempt, and as are the other teams that are competing right now at Bakersfield College. We have cross country, men's and women's competing in season right now. We have BC Wrestling, who had a great weekend last weekend at the Bakersfield Duels. And then, of course, the Renegades are going to be on the road in football, traveling to Riverside. So we've got some road warriors out there right now, but all of them are doing their absolute best. The Renegades, they head into this game against Riverside 2-0. But Riverside is not to be taken lightly. That is a tough squad. They've got a lot of guys from out of the area, and they're big, but we have pluck. We have heart. And we're trying to do stuff the right way, as Coach Byron just said. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Renegade Report coming up next.